My car is leaking oil from the valve cover gasket. Can an amateur like myself fix this leak in this 1.7 liter engine? Let's see. Uh-oh, this doesn't look too good. Looks like we have one leaking injector. I think this is also what you call Black Death on diesel cars. Not good, but I guess we would have to take this off anyway, so yeah. First step, we disconnect the battery. While or before disassembling, I give it a good clean to make sure that I will not get any dirt in my engine. Then I remove my injector connectors, fuel pipes and the return fuel line. There's these yellow clips on top which have to be ellipses. They are very easy to crack, but I managed to get them up in one piece with my hand and a little help from a flat screwdriver pulling upwards. Loosen the injector clamp bolts and then we can finally get our injectors out one by one. And it's important to keep track on where they were sitting, since they are coded to the exact position of the engine. And here we have the one that showed sign of leaking. I guess it looks a little wet here, so that was probably good we got this one out. And here we have our tools to clean the place where the injectors were. Some plugs, some brushes. Never tried it before. I will try the first 3 ones and I will show you how to do the last one. But it's probably a good time already now to get these plugs down there, so there won't come any dirt down in our cylinders. Now 3 out of 4 is cleaned. This is how they look now. This one might need a little bit more. This looks good. And here's the one we didn't touch yet. Let me know in the comments if you think that is good enough or if it is too much. So first thing we want to do, already done, insert our plug into the hole for the nozzle tip, just to ensure that you don't get any dirt or anything down into the cylinder, because that will probably cause some engine damage in form of leaking valves or something like this. Next thing, we want to clean it, and I have bought a whole set, as I showed you before, with things especially for this job. I've connected to a drill. I don't know if this is the right way to do it or if it is too crazy. Let me know what you think. And we just clean all the way down, back and forth a few times until we feel like it's clean, and then I also do a little the other way. And then we want to clean the bottom of the hole where the copper seal will actually be. This, I guess, is actually the most important part of the whole thing. And so this, I also use this brush again, and with the sleeve on, just to make sure I can get all the threads, or what do they call the hairs down. I'm able to insert it into the hole, and do some turning. And now all the dirt should be loose. Now it's just about getting it out. Use some compressed air while I hold this one, just to make sure that this block stays down. And any remaining dirt I remove with a cotton swab attached to my stick here. Would have been easier with a long cotton swab, but will not have that. And I just give it a little brake cleaner just to be able to remove the grease also. Then it's basically just about fishing out all the dirt, which can take some time. And it's just about continuing this until it's all clear, especially down in the bottom. And after some love with my cotton swab, last hole is nice and shiny. And don't forget, this one is probably a boring part. You need to have the patience, because if you don't do this good enough, your valves will leak, or your injectors will leak. Now we can finally start to remove our valve cover. But before we do that, I just put a piece of paper in each injector hole just to avoid dirt coming down again. And then we remove the bolts for the valve cover. In the top of the picture there's also a bracket holding the injector harness, and this one I have also loosened with, I think it was 3 bolts behind the engine. And now to the big reveal. All screws should be out. So let's get this valve cover off if we can. I think there's also a bolt for this whole thing here we need to get off. I mean, I'm not 100% sure that it has to come off, but I can always put it in again. Now all of this here is at least more freed up. I know why we're not getting it off. Good thing I didn't use too much force. How long have you seen it? I forgot about that one. Oops. Ow. Oops. Like new. Don't pull in that one. Stock over here and here, because these parts is actually sealed on. That's one cover off, and apparently also a gasket. I was expecting that to follow the cover. How does my engine look in general? I mean, some wear marks. I don't know if it's anything bad, to be honest, but to me it doesn't look too bad. Compared to that this thing have now driven 160 or 70,000, I wouldn't consider it bad. This chain feels a little loose though. I hope it needs oil pressure before it gets tight. If not, please let me know, because then I clearly need a new timing chain. I won't get too scared at this moment, because I don't know shit. Let's get this gasket off. To remove this old sealant here. You can see exactly where it has to be sealed. Around here and over here on each side next to the chain. I will prepare the surface here off camera, I guess. There's nothing interesting to see. On the freshly cleaned valve cover we can finally install our gaskets. And of course here we also remove any remaining sealant. Here we're just cleaning the mating surface for the valve cover, and make sure you don't get any dirt, oil, brake cleaner, whatever down in the bolt holes. And this counts also for the injector bolts, because it will hydrolock and it might crack your engine block. And now we are ready to get it back together. Putting it back together means that we need to add some sealant around here and on these joints here around the timing cover. And this is something that we don't want to overdo. As you could see before, there was actually, if you ask me, pretty good amount of sealant. It says 7 millimeters wide. I think it says in my manual, and I'm just gonna put a little here. Carefully, just because it was there before. Not even sure if it's needed. Then here, especially in these corners, all the way over. I guess that is fine. To be honest, I also feel like I have overdone it a little after all. But it is how it is now. And why don't you want to put too much? Because you don't want to get any silicone in here, which can block any oil passages or something like that. And of course everything is nicely degreased before we have put any silicone on. And now we can finally reattach our valve cover. Carefully, trying to get it straight down for the most part. And now we can put all our bolts in. And there's a special order of how to torque them. This is just a drawing I have made myself. And here are the torque specs. So let's do it. Have to get it done before the silicone starts to dry, which is within 5 minutes, I guess. And as far as I see, all of these bolts here, they have the same length. So I'm just tightening them down carefully until we're at the bottom, without tightening them, just sealing them down. And now we can torque them. First run 3.9 Newton meters to 5.9, and I am giving it 50 inch-pounds. First one. Second run is 8.8 to 10.8 Newton meters, according to my research at least. Let's see if it will work in the end. If not, then don't trust these torque specs. I got them out of a Hyundai. Now second run, same order, adjusted it to 19 inch-pounds. Or have I? Yes. Valve cover, torque to spec. Now I'm installing my harness bracket again. It's a little tricky due to lack of space, but eventually I got it on. Now back to our injectors. We need to give these ones a good clean, especially the one which was leaking, causing our black death. And while doing all that, we want to of course make sure not to touch the tips. Here I might have to brush it a little with some brake cleaner because it's pretty dirty. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but I feel like it is. Then we are gonna apply new seals to each one of them. Some ceramic grease, special ceramic grease, just around the metal part here, not on the O-rings. They will get a bit of engine oils to slide down. And yeah, did I mention the copper washer down on the tip? Probably the most important seal here. And of course, while you do this, you do not want to scratch the area where your seal is touching. And this is just basically to make sure that it won't seize up. Putting it only at this part here because that's the only place I can basically see where it has been rusting before, so below that I guess we are home safe. So one is done, and there's only 3 more left. All new, everything, and I just took a decision. Why not just give it this here on all of the chrome parts, basically. At least here it's kind of countersunk. Just a thin layer. Down here I'm not gonna do anything. Can it harm? Probably not. Then they probably won't get seized next time. It's my own car after all, so. That was all of them prepared. Now let's get them in the car. And for that, we of course have 4 new bolts. Also with washers apparently. Since these ones, as far as I can read, are stretch bolts, so there's a pretty good risk that they would crack if we would reuse them. So, or there's also another risk that they would be too long, so they wouldn't seal good enough. So, yeah. New ones, that's the way to go, I guess. And of course we remember to remove our paper and plugs down in the injector holes. So, new injector clamp balls in. Now it's time to torque them. The torque spec I could find is 28.4 to 30.4 Newton meters, which I'm gonna give it 260 inch-pounds. I really hope I have the right torque spec, because I definitely don't want to give them too much. Then I will end up with a cracked bolt inside my engine. And we will try to do it in one.
is not. Okay, this feels sketchy. Oh. First one didn't crack. That was it. Now I guess we're home safe. Now I just need to get the rest together. These fuel lines I'm just gonna do them until it fits. I mean, I will check for leaks afterwards anyway, so the worst that can happen is that they're leaking. So, everything back together. Now there's only one thing left to do, is to turn it on and check for leaks. But due to all this sealant, silicone, RTV I have added, and I guess we gotta wait 24 hours. So, see you tomorrow. So, it's a new day. Let's see if it will work. First I will prime the engine just to make sure there's no air in the fuel system, and I will prime it a few times. So let's see, I pressed the button a few times just to prime it and turn it off. Close the door, and this I just keep doing a few times, 5 times I guess I will do it. So now it is primed. Press the pedal, let's see if it will start. Let's give it another go. Good, so here something is coming out. I will just give this one a little bit more. Because I have not made it at all. Oops. So after that little accident, let's try again. It runs. And is it leaking? So now when the air is out, it was a little rough in the beginning. I guess that was air in the system. I guess I didn't remove the air good enough by priming it, but eventually it came on and it runs smoothly. For now I don't see any leaks. Let's see if there will be any. I will drive it for a few days, and if there will be any leaks, I will write it on the screen now. Good. All the parts I have used, the prices, everything. I will put the price of the whole thing down in the description if you're interested, and then there's nothing more to say than thank you for watching this time. I hope you enjoyed, and if you enjoyed, then don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Thanks for now, see you next time. Bye bye.